If you're over 60 and you've ever wondered why food seems to affect your energy, confidence, and performance differently than it used to, this is for you. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because most men were never taught how food actually influences blood flow, hormones, and responsiveness as the body ages. Today, we're talking about 5 everyday foods that quietly support circulation and vitality after 60. No hype, no embarrassment, just clear understanding. And stay with me until the end, because the final insight explains why timing and combinations matter even more than the foods themselves. For most of your life, food was simple. You ate to fill up, to enjoy, to get through the day. Energy came naturally. Recovery happened without thinking. Performance felt automatic. But after 60, many men notice a shift. Meals that once felt harmless now leave them sluggish. Energy spikes and crashes become more common. And along with those changes, confidence and responsiveness begin to feel less predictable. Most men assume this is just age, but age alone isn't the full story. What's really changing is how your body handles blood flow, inflammation, and metabolic stress. And food plays a much bigger role in that process than most men realize. Let's start with an important truth. Intimate health after 60 is not about stimulation. It's about circulation. And circulation is deeply influenced by what you eat, how often you eat, and how your body responds to that food. Think of blood vessels like flexible hoses. When they're healthy, they expand and contract easily, delivering blood precisely when and where it's needed. When they're inflamed or stiff, flow becomes sluggish. Pressure regulation suffers, and the first systems to feel that change are often the most sensitive ones. Now, here's the part most men never hear clearly. Certain foods actively support vessel flexibility and blood flow, while others quietly interfere with it, not dramatically, not overnight, but consistently. Let's talk about the first category of foods that help blood flow more than you think after 60. Foods rich in natural nitrates, like leafy greens, play a key role in circulation. When you eat foods such as spinach, arugula, or beetroot, your body converts natural nitrates into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that tells blood vessels to relax. Relaxed vessels allow blood to move more freely. This is not a supplement trick. This is basic human physiology. Many men assume they need pills for this effect. In reality, food often works more gently and more sustainably. Have you noticed how some meals leave you feeling lighter, more alert, more awake in your body? That's often circulation responding positively. Now let's talk about healthy fats, because this is where confusion is common. For years, men were told to avoid fats. But the right fats are essential for blood vessel health and hormone balance. Foods like olive oil, avocados, and nuts help reduce inflammation inside blood vessels. Less inflammation means better responsiveness. Better responsiveness means more reliable blood flow. After 60, inflammation becomes a bigger issue. The body doesn't bounce back as quickly from stress, sugar spikes, or poor sleep. Chronic low-grade inflammation quietly damages vessel lining. Foods rich in healthy fats help protect that lining. This matters because intimate performance depends on fine-tuned vascular response, not brute force. Now let's address protein, but not in the way fitness culture talks about it. Protein supports muscle maintenance, and muscle supports circulation. Strong muscles help regulate blood sugar. Stable blood sugar protects blood vessels. It's all connected. Lean protein sources like fish, eggs, legumes, and yogurt help maintain muscle without overloading the system. Fish deserves special attention here. Fatty fish, like salmon, contain omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown to improve blood vessel flexibility and reduce inflammation. For men over 60, this can translate into better circulation and improved energy. Have you ever noticed how your body feels different after eating fish compared to heavy, processed, meals. Now let's talk about something men don't like to hear but need to understand: sugar. After 60, the body handles sugar differently. Blood sugar spikes become more damaging to blood vessels. Frequent spikes stiffen arteries and interfere with nitric oxide production. This directly affects circulation. It also affects nerve sensitivity and hormonal balance. The problem isn't just sweets. It's refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, sugary drinks that break down quickly into sugar. These foods don't just cause energy crashes, they quietly undermine vascular health. This is where fiber-rich foods come in. Vegetables, beans, and whole grains slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar. Stable. Blood sugar means less inflammation. Less inflammation means better blood flow. Now here's a pattern break most men don't expect. Hydration is not optional after 60. Many men reduce fluid intake to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. The unintended result is thicker blood and reduced circulation efficiency. Blood that's too concentrated doesn't move as smoothly through small vessels. Hydration supports volume and flow. The smarter strategy isn't cutting fluids entirely. It's spreading intake earlier in the day and tapering gently in the evening. Now let's talk about timing, because this is where the real leverage appears. What you eat before activity matters. Heavy meals divert blood to digestion. Lighter meals rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and lean protein support circulation without overwhelming the system. This can affect energy, mood, and responsiveness later. What you eat in the evening matters too. Large, heavy dinners raise nighttime stress hormones and disrupt sleep. Poor sleep reduces testosterone and impairs blood vessel repair. That's a chain reaction many men never connect. Have you noticed how mornings feel different after a heavy late dinner? Now let's zoom out and look at the emotional side, because it matters. Food is not just fuel. It's information. Every meal sends a signal to your body about what to prioritize. When meals are chaotic, the body stays in a defensive state. When meals are steady and supportive, the body relaxes. Relaxed bodies respond better. Confidence is not just mental, it's physical feedback. When circulation improves, energy stabilizes. When energy stabilizes, confidence grows. And when confidence grows, intimacy feels less forced. Here's an important safety note. If you have chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or sudden new symptoms, seek urgent medical care. And if you take heart or blood pressure medications, or you have diabetes, talk to your clinician before making major dietary changes. This is about working with your health, not against it. Now let's talk about a common mistake. Many men try to eat perfectly for a week, then give up. The body doesn't respond to perfection. It responds to consistency. Small improvements, repeated daily, matter far more than short bursts of discipline. For example, adding a serving of leafy greens most days, choosing olive oil instead of processed fats, eating fish twice a week, reducing sugary drinks. These changes accumulate. And here's the deeper truth. Food doesn't create performance directly. It creates the conditions for performance. It supports blood flow, hormone balance, nerve health, and recovery. When those systems work together, the body responds naturally. This is why food-based support often feels subtle at first. It's not a jolt. It's a stabilization. And stabilization is exactly what men over 60 need. Let's talk about desire, because it's often misunderstood. Desire after 60 is less about impulse and more about readiness. When the body feels safe, nourished, and well-circulated, desire appears more naturally. When the body feels inflamed, tired, and stressed, desire retreats. Food influences this readiness every day. Have you ever noticed how your interest fluctuates with energy and sleep? Now let's connect this to long-term health. Blood vessel health affects not just intimate performance, but heart health, brain health, and mobility. Supporting circulation through food supports the whole system. That's why doctors emphasize diet for cardiovascular health, and why those same recommendations often improve intimate health as a side effect. It's not coincidence. It's shared biology. Now here's the climax of the conversation. The biggest mistake men make after 60 is looking for a single magic food. There isn't one. The real power comes from patterns, from meals that consistently support circulation instead of undermining it. And the most overlooked factor? Eating in a way that lowers stress instead of raising it. When meals are rushed, heavy, or guilt-filled, stress hormones rise. Stress tightens blood vessels. Tight vessels reduce responsiveness. Calm, enjoyable meals do the opposite. This doesn't mean indulgence without awareness. It means balance without fear. If you want to support performance and confidence after 60, start by asking a simple question at each meal. Does this help my body relax and circulate, or does it make it work harder? Over time, that question changes everything. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need shame. You need understanding. Food is one of the few tools you use every single day. When you use it intentionally, it becomes one of the most powerful ways to support vitality naturally. So if you're over 60 and wondering how to support blood flow and confidence without hype, start with your plate. Not perfectly, not obsessively, just intelligently. That's how men preserve strength quietly. That's how confidence grows without forcing it. And that's how food becomes an ally instead of a mystery. This isn't about turning back time. It's about giving your body what it needs to move forward. Strong, steady, and responsive.